She deploys a new hypersonic missile that Beijing says is nearly impossible to intercept, though unstoppable remains an unproven claim. China says the DF-17 is now mass deployed and on full combat duty, signaling a major boost for PLA missile forces. 6 DF-17 launchers in one CCTV frame send a blunt warning to the US. China can field hypersonic missiles at scale. With an estimated 1,800 to 2,500 kilometers range, the DF-17 puts Taiwan, Japan and US bases across the first island chain under threat. After PLA videos and desert drills, the DF-17 display is another signal that she wants the region to see China as ready for high-intensity war. China publicly displayed at least 6 DF-17 hypersonic missile launchers on August 3, a rare show of force by the PLA rocket force. CCTV footage showed multiple DF-17 launchers moving in formation, signaling that Beijing has shifted the weapon from showpiece to mass deployment. A Chinese military expert said the DF-17 is now reliably on combat duty, claiming the missile has reached full operational readiness. The DF-17 is built to strike high-value targets, from air defense radars and command posts to air bases and naval forces, with very little warning. DF-17 is a road-mobile medium-range ballistic missile. It is equipped with a hypersonic glide vehicle. It has a range of 1,800 to 2,500 kilometers. It is Beijing's most operationally mature hypersonic strike system. The missile is also capable of penetrating nearly any missile defense network. The DF-17 is difficult to intercept as it travels faster than Mach 5, which means it travels at 5 times the speed of sound, the speed equivalent to around 100 kilometers per minute. The missile is highly maneuverable and follows an unpredictable trajectory. China has deployed the DF-17 as part of its coastal anti-access network, designed to keep US forces at distance during a Taiwan or South China Sea crisis. Beijing claims the DF-17 could rewrite air defense warfare, because its glide vehicle flies at hypersonic speed while changing course and altitude. In a coordinated salvo, DF-17s could compress warning time and overwhelm regional defenses with multiple maneuvering targets arriving from unpredictable directions. The latest display follows CCTV's June footage showing a DF-17 launch configuration, part of an increasingly open Chinese campaign to showcase the missile's battlefield mobility. Analysts see the footage as strategic signaling amid Taiwan Strait and South China Sea tensions, warning Washington and its allies that PLA missile forces are ready. With an estimated range of 1,800 to 2,500 kilometers, the DF-17 can threaten US and allied bases across the first island chain, including Taiwan, Japan, and Okinawa. Its maximum range may also put parts of the second island chain within reach, though claims about the full target set depend on launcher location and remain uncertain. Beijing says US THAAD and Patriot systems struggle against maneuvering hypersonic targets. The DF-17's flight profile is certainly designed to make tracking and interception harder, but such claims remain unproven in combat. Only a small group of states have operational hypersonic weapons, with China's DF-17 widely described as the first fielded ballistic missile system designed to carry a hypersonic glide vehicle. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea all claim hypersonic capabilities, but their systems and operational maturity vary significantly. Pyongyang's capabilities remain less independently verified. Russia has used Kinzhal and Orshnik systems in Ukraine, while Iran has claimed use of Fateh-series hypersonic missiles against Israel. Details of Iranian use and effectiveness are contested. Satellite images from China's desert suggest she is preparing for a high-end war, with the PLA turning empty sand into a full-scale rehearsal ground for strikes on US, Taiwanese, and allied targets. Analysts say China has built detailed mock-ups of US warships and Taiwanese government sites, using them as realistic targets to hone missiles and ground forces for a future Taiwan contingency. In the Taklamakan Desert, Chinese engineers have recreated US Arleigh Burke-class destroyers in three-dimensional form, complete with superstructure and radar reflectors to mimic real US Navy signatures for missile tests. Nearby, a full-scale mock-up of a US Gerald R. Ford-class carrier was completed in 2025, giving the PLA rocket force a life-size stand-in to practice DF-21D and DF-26 carrier killer shots under realistic targeting conditions. The same range includes a roughly 35 km rail system used to move ship-sized targets across the desert, simulating moving naval formations so Chinese missiles and sensors can track and hit ships under combat-like conditions. Satellite imagery has also revealed mock UPS of U.S. F-22 and F-35 fighter jets laid out on a simulated airbase, many of them visibly destroyed in strike drills as the PLA Air Force learns how to target fifth-generation aircraft. Beyond hardware, China has built a replica of Taiwan's presidential office at the Zurich training base in Inner Mongolia, allowing troops to practice storming the island's political heart in a full-scale assault scenario. A larger mock-up of central Taipei has been added, with streets and blocks mapped to the Boai Special Zone, so PLA units can rehearse urban combat in the capital down to building angles and road layouts. Satellite imagery has further identified a mock-up of Japan's E-767 early warning aircraft and a replica of Yokosuka Naval Base, signaling Beijing is wargaming strikes on the command and control assets that would support U.S. operations. The Japanese E-767 mock-up was reportedly destroyed in simulated strike exercises in 2025, underscoring that PLA planners see Japanese air and naval assets as legitimate targets in any wider regional war. Taken together, these desert replicas suggest Japan could be drawn directly into a Taiwan conflict, particularly as it hosts more than 50,000 U.S. troops and key bases that China is already practicing to hit. Amid heightened tensions across the Pacific, a one-minute video released by China has triggered fresh concerns over Taiwan's security. The video showed Chinese PLA combat forces demonstrating how they could rapidly storm Taiwan during a potential cross-strait conflict. The rare footage showcasing PLA combat operations was released by China Military Bugle on August 5. Dozens of the PLA Army's amphibious armored vehicles were seen taking part in large-scale assault and landing exercises. The video featured tactical maneuvers, high-speed waterborne transit operations, and coordinated beach assault drills by Chinese forces. Chinese troops were shown storming shorelines in multiple assault waves while breaching simulated defensive obstacles along the coastline. The joint combat exercise highlighted close coordination between ground infantry units and supporting naval assets during the operation. Supporting PLA units were also deployed to simulate complex island landing operations, resembling an assault on heavily defended territory. The latest exercise comes as China continues expanding the presence of its aircraft carriers to the east of Taiwan. The waters surrounding the Philippines are increasingly emerging as a potential battlefield if tensions between China and Taiwan erupt into open conflict. China could reportedly deploy its aircraft carriers east of Taiwan in a bid to deter any direct military intervention by the United States. Military experts believe Beijing's strategy would be to intercept approaching naval forces before they can reach the strategically vital Taiwan Strait. According to SCMP, the Philippine Sea could become a crucial operating area for China's carrier strike groups during any future conflict. Decoding China's Philippine Sea strategy. Block U.S. reinforcement forces before they can enter the Western Pacific battlespace. Establish operational control over key stretches of the strategically important Philippine Sea. Create a wider maritime buffer zone to keep potential adversaries farther from China's coastline. Project Chinese military power well beyond Taiwan into the broader Indo-Pacific region. One defense expert argued that China's aircraft carriers are intended to coordinate joint operations rather than directly spearhead attacks against Taiwan.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.